Well, I think 2015 started off pretty well. All the reports I've read on the industry have been very upbeat. But the point is, we're still living through a period of enormous volatility, unpredictability. We don't know whether there's a crisis around the corner. And the good thing is, at the moment, that the corporate market is coming back. It's much stronger than it's been, so rates are much higher. But our specialization in ICCA is the international association market. And the great news from our point of view is that all of the trends are continuing to point upwards. And that's probably the most resilient sector. So overall, I'd say that ICCA members around the world are pretty positive. And at the moment, although people are being a little bit wary, it's a time for the industry to celebrate and get on with things and make some money while the going's good. I always use Australia as a really good example of excellent marketing, good teamwork, investment in the right sort of infrastructure. So generally the Aussies punch above their weight internationally. They really understand how to work as a team. They're involved in all of the right networks. And what you see is more and more Australians within international associations, whether it's scientific or healthcare or trade, they've got positions of authority and influence. And I think that the industry here is really, really good at exploiting that to actually bid for and win a good slice of the business. And what's also really, really important is that the message that international association congresses are more important than simply the tourism impact. They're about knowledge creation, they're about economic development. That message politically is better understood here than in many other countries. And that helps to win more business and work at a strategic level. Industry associations themselves, meetings industry associations, need to constantly be looking at their value proposition. You know, people like ICCA, like ourselves, we're constantly looking at what do we do. But actually, associations in general are going through a very, very interesting period. They used to be natural monopoly providers of knowledge in their particular fields, but because of new technology, because of competition from other associations in other regions, they're facing a much, much more competitive environment. And what we're seeing is that some associations are really struggling for sponsorship dollars. They are no longer the automatic place where people will go for information. Now we're seeing the growth of self-organizing groups on the internet, for example. We're seeing commercial companies come in and organize association-like events. So I think whether you're in healthcare, in trade, in professional development, every association is having to re-look at its value proposition. ICCA members belong to ICCA in order to access the International Association Congress market. And the decision making for that is based on doctors, scientists, business leaders in a particular city or country leading that bid to win the event for either Sydney, Melbourne, Australia, or UK, or wherever it happens to be they're bidding. Now, the challenge is, how do you find those right ambassadors? And the big data tool allows our members in ICCA to search literally millions of records of academics and identify who are the guys who've published the most, who've been cited the most, and where are they located within the universities in your particular city. It's an enormously powerful tool for crunching through this vast array of data and finding out the connections between different academics. So instead of having to go into your local university, do hours and hours of research to find out who is actually the leading expert in biotechnology or nanotechnology in your university, this tool actually develops that information in a matter of seconds.